Today we are going to see the 97th Sthothram. Araudrah Kundalee Chakree vikramyoorjitasaasanah Sabdaatigah sabdasahah Sisirah sarvareekarah. Araudrah. Raudrah means terrible urge or emotion. Raudra means the uh, anger or anxiety. So it is that quality where destruction happens. So if it is done by Bhagavan, it is for a reason. But if it is done by others, it is not proper. So Araudrah means without Raudram. That means Bhagavan does not have any negative terrible urges, or Bhagavan does not have any negative terrible emotions. That is, Bhagavan is at the state of perfection. So he does not have a heart that will be in mortal state. So Bhagavan's state is immortal. So, but the cruelties of the man in the land, we have lot of emotions and urges and all raudrams. Some of them are like for us, we have lot of likes, dislike, hatredness, jealousy, imperfection, and it all makes us go away from the path of dharma. So that's why we have to be very careful in choosing the words or actions that we do. So Bhagavan is never abide, or he is not contained. That's why Bhagavan is called Araudra. Next one is Kundalee. Kundalam means the earring. Kundali means one who wears the earring. That is, the Vishnu Bhagavan wears a specific famous earring that is called Magara Kundalam. So in many devotional songs of Vishnu Bhagavans, you will have heard about the Magara Kundalam of Vishnu Bhagavan. And it has another meaning also. Kundali means the serpent. So Bhagavan is reclining in the yoga rest on the 1,000-tongued Ananta Bhagavan. So that's why Bhagavan is called Kundali. And it is also said that the serpent is considered to be the mind of every being. So our mind is like the serpent. So it is fully moved inside the body. So it is controlling the body. So there are three occasions that we can mainly see the Kundali or the serpent. One is Kaliya Mardhanam of Krishna Bhagavan. That is Bhagavan's famous avatar. So in that he is doing Kaliya Mardhanam. Mardhanam means you are kicking. So he will be dancing on the top of Kaliyan. And next one is Bhagavan Shiva. He will be using the serpent as the ornament. That's called Bhushanam. Bhushanam is something that we wears on our body. And also Hari resting on the Ananta. So it also shows us that the conquest of the mind. So our mind, it should control the body, not the body should control the mind. Our mind should control the body. We should have a power to control our actions. Next one is Chakree. Bhagavan has the famous discus. Chakree means the Chakram is the Sudarshana Chakram, and Chakree means one who owns the Chakram. Bhagavan has the auspicious Sudarshana Chakram. He uses only at the case of emergency. That means only to destroy the foul or the low or the quality in us. It does not destroy the body or the soul unnecessarily. It destroy our unwanted emotions in the body, and it will help us gain the experience to attain the divine self. So that's why Bhagavan is having Sudarshana Chakra. Next one is Vikramee. Vikramee means Akramam means something who is doing dare thing, and Vikramee means who is daring than others. It has also another meaning. Vikramee means who is traveling through the air. That means Bhagavan can be seen either he will be reclining on Ananta in the ocean, or he will be seen on the Garuda Vahanam. V means bird. So Bhagavan will be traveling in the white-necked eagle, Garuda. So Bhagavan has the name Vikramee. Oorjita-saasanah. Oorjita means like administering. Sasana means who is given instructions or commands. And Oorjita-saasanah means one who is giving the commands or administers with hands. And it is also said that there are a lot of forces that we have ourselves. And one of the thing is the right force that will be constructive. Another thing is the destructive force that is not acceptable. So when man disobey law, then severe punishment is given. So that disobedience of the laws is also cured by a punishment, since Bhagavan loves the being. He only created the being, but when he disobey laws, he wants to make him come back to dharma. And for Bhagavan, there is no exception, no excuse, no circumstantial condition. So for him, no, he doesn't have any particular being. He considers everybody the same. Sabda-digah. Shabdam means words. Adiga means more. So Sabdaatigah means Bhagavan is transcends all words. That means he is beyond what we learn in Vedas and Upanishads. That is, Bhagavan is indescribable. Even though we try to learn through different scripts, still there is a lot that is still not yet written anywhere. Even the Vedas, it cannot explain everything. It is just an indication that is pointing to the truth. So it does not explain, does not define, does not describe any truth, because the truth is beyond Vedas. The infinite truth or eternal truth is beyond Upanishad. And those are beyond our equipments, that is our mind and intellect. So it is very difficult to explain Bhagavan with words. That's why Bhagavan is called Sabdaatigah. Next one is Sabda-sahah. That means Shabda means words. Saha means who is tolerating. So Sabda-sahah means Bhagavan allows himself to be declaration or to be invoked by Vedic. Bhagavan is allowing, he is enjoying seeing all the devotees calling him, loving him, appreciating him and respecting him. So the Upanishad or Veda declaration is reflected reflected or meditated in our mind, and it transports us to the real of the infinite experience, divine experience. So it takes us, these Vedas and Upanishads, though it does not explain the complete truth, it is pointing towards truth, and it takes us to the infinite divine experience that we can only uh, experience through the mind and body. It cannot be explained. So Bhagavan is called Sabda-sahah. Next one is Sisirah. Sisirah means actually winter or the cold season. So Bhagavan is considered to be the cool arbor to all the devotees which are really tortured by the heat of the samsara. Samsara means all the emotions and all the bondings and all the connections and everything that is giving us all the heat which we cannot tolerate. So Bhagavan is the season, winter season, which helps us cool down and give peace of mind. Sarvaree-karah. Sarva means all. Sarvaree-karah. Kara means dark. Sarvaree-karah means everywhere darkness or create darkness. Sarvaree-karah means Bhagavan is the power who create darkness. That means we have night as well as day. So when night comes, we will know the value of day. So in the same way, when being realizes the life, realizes the truth of Bhagavan, then they know what is the permanent bliss that a person, being can attain. So at that time, they will realize that the world that they are living is sorrow. So even when we are happy, next moment some sorrow will be bothering us, and pain, if someone else gets some pain, it will affect us. Stress, lot of unwanted thoughts, strain, lots of unwanted action, worry, lot of unwanted sadness and anxiety, means who are too much thinking about the future. So these are the simple 6 things that we all undergo: sorrow, pain, stress, strain, worry, anxiety. These are all the terms that we hear a lot of times nowadays. Like even we have that when something is going on, we always say that it is depression. We always say that it is anxiety, it is worry, it is sorrow, it is pain, stress, strain. But we do not know that there is something beyond that. That is our soul with the permanent bliss. So when we come to know that, then we will know like these temporary emotions are not to be considered too much. If some sadness is coming, we can be emotional, but we do not go deep into it and fall into the pit. We have to come out of it. Only we can do it. So even some pain is coming, it is difficult to accept it. But we have no other way but you have to accept the truth. So our brain is very sensible. Our mind is very sensitive. So when something is affecting the mind, it affects the whole body. It affects the whole brain. So the brain has full of nerves. So when something is affecting the mind or body, the nerves, it will not work properly as it required. So it needs extra hormones to calm down the anxiety and calm down the pain that we have. So the workload is more for the body. And that's why the stress or strain affects us a lot, our body, our mind, and our actions. It is very difficult to come out of it. So we make sure like we do not fall into that hole. It is a very delicate way where we have to balance the anxiety, worry, sadness, stress, strain, everything. So what happens? We should find a way to come out of it. The most easiest and happiest way is just spend 15 to 20 times of sloka, namam. So when we think of Bhagavan, that peace, that time, you will have some energy in you. So after that particular time, when we think only of Bhagavan, we will have extra strength. So we will we will have our own conscious telling ourselves that all the things that I am facing is nothing. I can overcome it. I have Bhagavan with me. Nothing is more than him. He will save me from anything. Nobody else is going to save me. So that is how a person who know the real Bhagavan, real power of Bhagavan acts. But the people who does not come to that way, they have some ego sense working with them. So they know that whatever is happening, they will never come to the path of Dharma or no Bhagavan. They will have another track where they keep on taking janmas until one time they will realize Bhagavan and reach Vaikuntham. Until then, they have to take janmas and give now they give importance to the all the worldly pleasure as the happiness. But we know the divine happiness is the bliss that we are going to get when connecting with Vishnu Bhagavan. So we'll be reaching the 914th Namam of Bhagavan. So here we saw Araudrah, Kundalee, Chakree, Vikramee, Oorjita-saasanah, Sabdaatigah, Sabda-sahah, Sisirah, Sarvaree-karah. Araudrah, Kundalee, Chakree, vikramyoorjitasaasanah, Sabdaatigah, sabdasahah, Sisirah, sarvareekarah.